The biker wave. If you're a rider, you have done it. If you're a driver, you've seen it. What does it mean? See the guy in front of me? That's Chris. He's my neighbor, riding buddy, and friend. Together we've traveled over 1,000 miles from our hometown to complete the Northeast Backcountry Discovery Route. Those two guys in front of him on the big adventure bikes? I don't know them. A mile or so before this very moment, Chris and I rolled up behind the other two riders, which were stopped by a road crew prepping to fill in a sinkhole that stretched 3/4 of the way across the road. The road was labeled closed. The crew boss informed us that even though we could get by this sinkhole, the far end of the road was closed by a gated bridge with no way round. Motorcycle riders don't like incomplete routes or missing sections. I don't like missing sections. All of us had come to ride the entire NEBDR route. The crew boss, after some discussion, was amicable to allow us down the road to explore. That is what the four of us are doing now. Back to the biker wave. If you believe the folklore, it started in 1904 when Arthur Davidson and William Harley, the founders of Harley-Davidson, would pass each other. They would wave. Other riders saw it and emulated it, believing it to be etiquette among riders. This is probably not true. If you believe some motorcycle historians, it was adopted from the V for Victory sign at the end of World War II. This is most likely not true. Or they may tell you it was a boycott of the famous Honda advertising campaign from the late 60s. You meet the nicest people on a Honda. These advertisements showed housewives, college kids, professionals riding Hondas. One ad even featured a priest riding a Honda, all smiling and waving. As the decade changed to the 70s, the wave changed to the peace sign. Time marched forward and that peace sign changed to an upside-down V about 45 degrees from the ground and below the handlebars like you see today. This might be true. Sure enough, our foursome arrived at the gated bridge. The steep wooded bank from the creek really didn't allow for an easy path around, even for the small bikes. Motorcycle riders hate backtracking. I hate backtracking. The little bikes were easy to drag under the gate.
Under there. Hold on, get it over. Okay. Ready? Yep. Pick up and bring it over. Good one. Back a little bit. One area over here. Okay. No. Get under here.
Get the bars through first. Turn around.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Slide on under. Hold on.
All right, buddy. I'm not going under until you're under, buddy.
Okay. Do the whole thing. All right. Let's do the GS.
Yeah. Take the can.
Need some help to lower it?
The big bikes? The owner said this wasn't the first time the BMW GS hit the ground. However, it was probably the first time it hit the ground on purpose.
Yep.
Oh, you're going to make it.
Yeah,
Can we
you're
just
gonna have to
rotate
lay
it
down
just
the
like
other
that
way.
on the piston?
It's on the guards.
It's on the
Yeah.
guard. Yeah, that's what I meant, on the guards.
Yeah.
Can we, are we going forward or
Well,
rotating?
it has to go that way,
It has
right?
to go
It's
forward.
lower over on the left
Okay.
here.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let him in position.
So I think maybe why don't I come over there and I drag
Okay,
it.
I'll kind of hold it up in this position too. Keep the handlebars turned. I just need to do 1, 2, 3. One.
Okay, hold on. Make it idea.
That's what I was
Watch
doing.
your back on
outside.
that side. It's sharp.
1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we go. There we go. Not a problem. Not a problem. There we go. Awesome.
Over to me.
Yep. Okay. Let's see if I can find something.
The big bikes were harder to drag under the gate. The KTM 890, this was the first time it touched the ground. It was new, under 1,500 miles. While it is an adventure bike, I think we all cringed a bit as it gained its first character scratches going under that gate.
Shut down. That bike's better than a GS. You freaking cow. Okay, ready? Stop standing. Ready? Set. Go. So where you guys from?
Nashville.
After the deed was done, we traveled as a group for a bit and shared lunch together prior to heading our separate ways. We were on a similar journey, but not the same journey. Similar, but not the same. This individuality within community is intrinsic in motorcyclists, all types of bikes and all manner of rides. The Biker Wave says, I respect your ride and your journey. I'm wishing you all the power of Lady Luck in getting there, but if she fails or fates conspire against you, a fellow biker will give you a hand. That's the meaning of the wave and the sentiment of the spirited, adventurous motorcycle riders in my tribe.